So if you love the prospect of lemon and meringue in a drinkable format, you definitely want to keep watching because we're making one of my very own creation, the lemon meringue pie. Hey, welcome to Top Shelf, and right now we're gonna be some liquid dessert deliciousness. Oh yeah. The lemon meringue pie is obviously a lemon-forward gin sour, and it's something I created to try to mimic, obviously, a lemon meringue pie, but I wanted it to be not too sour and not too sweet. I wanted it to be somewhat balanced so that it wasn't too sickening to drink, and I think I pretty much nailed it. So let's make lemon meringue pie. So the first ingredient you're going to need for this one is a citrus-forward London dry gin, and in this case, I really couldn't think of anything better than Tanqueray No.10. And for the gin, you're going to need 1.5 ounce of Tanqueray No.10. Go. This one's got a really nice, crisp and clean taste, and at 47.3% alcohol or 94.6 ABV, it really cuts through. That's what I like about this one. Now, the next ingredient we're going to need, hey, we're making a lemon pie. So we're gonna need some lemon juice. This one's been freshly pressed earlier. And to make sure to provide the proper acidity and also cut through all the rest of the sugar that we're gonna be adding a little later, we're gonna be using 1 ounce of freshly pressed lemon juice. There you go. Right. And now to complete our lemon curd, I want to add something nice, unctuous, rich, a little zingy, zesty. So I'm using some limoncello. In this case, I'm using Pallini. You can use any limoncello that you want. I just tend to prefer this one from the big commercial brands. We don't really have access to much or many limoncellos. So as far as I'm concerned, this one here is one of my favorites, at least from what I can find locally. I'm going to be using 1/2 ounce of limoncello for this one. All right. Now the next ingredient, we're going to be starting to make the meringue, or at least we're going to try to provide some flavors to the meringue. And for this one, I'm using Licor 43 because I wanted some nice vanilla flavored to go with that egg white. So you're going to be obviously smelling the vanilla when you're getting your nose close to that cocktail. And this one, most likely the best vanilla forward liquors that you have. You're going to be using 1/2 ounce of Licor 43. Here you go, 1/2 ounce. If you don't have access to Licor 43, you can also use Galliano vanilla. I tend to use both depending on how I feel. It's going to change this taste a little bit, but not so much so that it detracts from the overall flavor profile. So try whichever, and whichever you prefer, well, keep using that one. But for me, Licor 43. Not the second, but actually, yes, second to last ingredient. This one is a little bit surprising. It's add a little bit of complexity to the cocktail and also act as a bit of a crust, obviously, because in lemon meringue pie, you get meringue, you get lemon curd, a bit of crust, and I want to have a little bit of crust with Orgeat. I tend to prefer Small End Foods, or when I have access to it, there's a local product in Quebec that's really good as well. But you can use this or any Orgeat syrup that you want. For this, I'm going to be using 1/4 ounce, actually not 1 1/4, but actually 1/4 ounce of Orgeat. You don't want to have too much in there because we don't want to add too much sweetness, but that's going to provide a little bit of complexity. All right, and the last ingredient that we're gonna need, I'm gonna use a separate tin for this one because we're gonna be using some egg whites for that fluffy meringue. So hopefully it's gonna work. I'm gonna try to separate the white from the yolk. Go. All right, perfect. And next step is we're gonna dry shake this. Normally when I'm at home or when I'm just not in a hurry, I'm gonna be doing a reverse dry shake, but for the purpose of the video, just a regular dry shake is gonna be fine. We're gonna be dry shaking this for about 20 seconds. And you always got to be careful when you're dry shaking. Make sure your thins are properly sealed, because otherwise you could end up, here you go, as I just did now, splash myself over with it. And there you go. It always happens, even to the best of them. All right. Well, I'm gonna crack that one open. And next step, I'm gonna be putting some ice in there. So what I like about reverse dry shaking is that you tend to have less of that outwards pressure because it's already cold inside. So it's also something I like to do, but now it's too late. Let's shake this normally for about 10 to 12 seconds. All right. There we go. I keep struggling with these things all the time. I don't know why. It's always you go on camera, it doesn't work anymore. All right. So we're gonna bring out a coupe, preferably a large coupe for this one, because this is a big cocktail. So this coupe has about 8.5 to 9 ounces. And otherwise you can use 2 small scoops and coupes and not scoops, and make 2 smaller cocktails. And then we're gonna be double straining this to our coupe. There we go. And as usual, making a mess. All right. Now, the last optional, not option, but thing you can do is we're gonna garnish this with a nice meringue on top. There you go, like this. And then, to make it even nicer, we're gonna torch it. There you go. And there you go. This is how you make lemon meringue pie. Let's give it a shot. Let's see how that tastes. Well, first let's look at it. Yeah, we've got that nice foam on top. If I would have reverse dry shaken it, it would have been probably a little bit more voluminous. But, you know, a regular dry shake is just as good, really. So. Oh yeah. As far as I'm concerned, this is really quite an experience. What I mean by that is it's kind of a 2 steps kind of cocktail experience, where first you're going to be tasting you're first going to be smelling and then also tasting the meringue. It's got that really nice vanilla flavor. And then after that, you're really having this, the lemon, you know, it just comes in, it kicks in, and all that really nice and unctuous acidity and lemon flavor comes through. Much like if you were actually drinking, not drinking, but eating a lemon meringue pie. So yeah, that's it. That's how it goes. And I'd really like to know in the comments if you try it. Let me know how you think, what you think. If it's not sweet enough for you, you can maybe add a little bit of sweetness, either by adding a teaspoon of simple syrup or maybe a little bit more Orgeat, depending on how you feel. But I think that this is pretty balanced as it is. But yeah, let me know in the comments. And as usual, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Let's do this.